Alright, Type and Piper here with the little one out for the first walk we've been able to do for a couple days now. I think it might have been a week. And that has a lot to do with the fact that even today it is 37 degrees out as of right now. It's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we've had snow the last couple days. So I'm not sure as to what I should think about that, because it's almost mid-April and we're still seeing a lot of winter activity. Even the pond's still frozen over down there. It's definitely not acting like spring. So, I don't know, maybe it's a new normal. Seems like the last couple of years, summer has come earlier, or we don't even have that spring season. It's like there's winter, and then it's just freaking hot. So that's one thing that we've been dealing with. And I noticed that, especially when I'm planting my garden, that I put plants out, and the moment I put the plants out, it is, a lot of them die off because of the heat. So that's something that I've been seeing. So something that came to mind recently, a question I've had, is when people talk about America being the greatest country in the world, I'm really questioning as to what the hell they're talking about. Because my girlfriend, my kid's mom, whatever title you want to have, I guess fiance, we're getting married in a few months. So my fiance's family lives about an hour outside of town, and we also go antiquing, and we travel around all over the place finding different shops. And there's one common denominator that I see on every trip. It's the fact that this country is a shithole. Like one giant dump. I'm talking trash on the side of the road, containing God knows what. People just throw their shit outside of the car. They do it in the city too. People will park in front of my house, and they'll have their McDonald's bag, and they throw all their wrappers and everything back in the bag, open the door, and then just throw it in the street. Like it's somebody else's problem to fucking deal with. So, when you have a population with that mentality, what makes us so great? That's a question I've been asking. There's a lot of people here today. I don't normally see people at this park ever, but the sun's out. I feel like everybody should be having a snowball fight with the temperature the way that it is. Even the little one is dressed like a polar bear who's trying to survive incognito in some upscale boutique. So, to get back on the topic, when we talk about invading all these other countries and we say we're bringing them democracy, I worry about that because we don't have a democracy. And even during the Cold War, when Reagan was president, Bush was president, and then Bush really became president, when we thought we were just so great and high and mighty, even then I didn't really feel like we had a democracy. If we really had a democracy and we really had the fundamental right to vote, even if you had a felony, as long as you're an American citizen, you would have that right, because rights can't be taken away. Privileges can be taken away, but a right, under no circumstance, is that supposed to be taken away. So that was always confusing. Then there's this image that I have of our country where you travel the country roads, you travel the highway, and all you see is trash. Is that our culture? Really? Is that what we do? We just go around and shitting all over the place? Because, I don't know about you, but I don't like living in a fucking shithole. I already live in the ghetto. And when I go to the country and I'm seeing what's supposed to be the great American byways, it's not looking so great. So when we invaded Iraq, beforehand, okay, so they did have a dictator, but honestly one that we supported. His sons were a couple of assholes. No, I'm not talking about Trump right now, I'm talking about Saddam. But, he had a couple sons that were complete assholes. And we took them out of power. Aside from that, was it really that bad? I see how we live, how we treat each other. The fact that the middle class hasn't really had a raise in the last 30, 40 years. How we're constantly voting against our own best interests. How we have these pundits on television constantly telling us what's best for us when it's clearly not. And if we argue with them, well, I guess we're wrong. So, after we left Iraq, the cancer rate of the population skyrocketed because we were using depleted uranium artillery shells. The tanks were covered in depleted uranium plates, so those were shot at. When those were hit, you had that going up in the air, contaminating the villages and cities. And then when we left, we basically left with all of our trash lying around for ISIS to come and take and use it against the people that we were supposedly helping. And that's Murica right there. So we left them with cancer, we left them with a shithole filled with trash. It kind of sounds like America, but with sand. Yeah. Okay, I guess that could also sound like out west, because not the entire country doesn't look like the Midwest. But you get what I'm saying. And why is it we haven't left Afghanistan yet? Is the cutoff point the time that we leave? Is that when they start finding dirty diapers in their parking lots and somebody left? Is that when we know our job is done? You got something to say, little one? No? You good? You just like smiling at the camera? Mommy's got you trained well. So, I'm just wondering, like, what the hell makes us so great? Because when it comes to image, we basically look like one giant trailer park where the trash doesn't get picked up. That's the America I see. That's run by a bunch of assholes. Management never fixes anything. If anything, our rent keeps going up and we get less for it. Yeah. Sorry, kiddo, that's what you have to look forward to. So, we'll leave off with that. I know it sounds like Jeff Daniels' video. America's not the greatest country in the world anymore. Well, guess what? America is not a country. The United States of America is, and we're not really united. The federal government doesn't seem to understand what the hell states' rights are. And people suck. Like, I was just listening to Gribbly's video today, and he was talking about opening day for trout season, and all these assholes that are never fishing show up. Sounds like opening day of hunting season here. But all these assholes show up, and they just fucking trash the place. Gee, I wouldn't know what that's like. Never seen any trash around here. Nope, nobody does that in Michigan. It's not like Michigan's turning into one giant fucking shithole. So, yeah. America. Dig it in.